For nearly 16 years, he was one of the world's most wanted men, accused of genocide and the slaughter of thousands of civilians as head of the Bosnian Serb military. But for Ratko Mladic, there is no more hiding. Serbian authorities arrested him today at a relative's home, 60 miles northeast of Belgrade. Now 69, Mladic will soon face justice before the International War Crimes Tribunal, and his arrest is likely to open up old wounds in the former Yugoslavia. Mark Phillips is in London and begins our coverage.
It was a nasty, bloody, ugly little war where the victims, mostly civilian, were buried in neat rows or dumped in mass graves, and where there was plenty of blame to go around. But no one has more blood on their hands than the squat man in the baseball cap finally arrested in a dawn raid by Serbian police. Ratko Mladic is a stumbling, rumored to be ill old man now. But in his prime as the strutting head of the Bosnian Serb army, his very name struck fear in the hearts of his enemies, for good reason. He's accused of ordering the shelling of Sarajevo and of targeting areas where civilian casualties were likely to be highest, like the water taps that were set up because the main water supply was cut. He was the officer whose troops overran what was supposed to be the UN safe haven of Srebrenica, where thousands of Bosnian Muslims had taken refuge. It was Mladic who guaranteed the safety of those present before separating the women and children from the men, and then ordering the systematic slaughter of more than 7,000 of those men in the worst mass killing in Europe since the Nazi atrocities of the Second World War. Colonel Bob Stewart commanded NATO forces in Bosnia, and in Ratko Mladic, he says, he knew he was dealing with a man with no sense of morality or honor.
These people have a very warped sense of what is right and what is wrong. As far as they're concerned, what is right is anything that supports their own people, and what is wrong is sometimes allowing anyone that opposes them to stay alive.
Ratko Mladic is more than just an indicted war criminal, he's a bargaining chip. Producing him was a condition of Serbia's application to join the European Union. Yet his popularity in Serbia remains so strong, it took them almost 16 years to give him up. Serbia's Western-looking president, Boris Tadic, said the arrest marks a turning point.
Today we closed one chapter of our recent history.
But for anyone who witnessed that history, the arrest of Ratko Mladic opens up a long sealed box of unhappy memories, of the fear, of the bodies, of a woman named Knita Fokac, whose husband had been killed by a shell and who only carried on because of her child.
Do you have difficulty day to day? Do you cry sometimes? Do you have other...
Yes, very often. My pillow knows the truth.
And memories of what Bosnian doctors called the Sarajevo Syndrome.
They're calling it passive suicide, where people who simply can't take it anymore go out into some of the more dangerous parts of town, hoping to be shot or shelled.
A hope Ratko Mladic was only too willing to fulfill.
Mladic's court appearance today was suspended because his health is being described as very poor. His actual condition, perhaps, or maybe the first hint of a defense strategy. Harry?
Mark Phillips in London tonight. Thank you.